Steven, you created an account in Salesforce, right? Did you?
Yes, I do have Salesforce account.
Okay.
Not
Can
accounts, like Trailhead. On
good.
Trailhead, right? Is that what you have to say?
Yeah, actually, you must have an account as well.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Let me see if I can open.
Yeah.
Let me know if you miss.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we can see it. Yeah,
Oh, is class started?
just we didn't do anything yet. It's just opening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Building
I
it.
just.
Waiting.
So to get this account, what you have to do is just go to developer.salesforce.com, browse free trials, or if you scroll down, you'll get something called Get a Developer Edition. Register yourself here. You'll be getting a verification email like the way you get for your Facebook or LinkedIn accounts. Verify your credentials by just resetting the passwords. That's it. Next time, whenever you want to log in, just go to login.salesforce.com, give your credentials. That's it. You will be on to Salesforce accounts. Is it clear? Not really, Venkat. Like we just started. Now, so today we'll just see the high level basics, right? There are too many things coming up on the system. These are new releases. Okay, good. Okay, there are too many things. So we'll discuss about some basics today first. Yeah. Now, the moment you log in, you will be either taken to this setup page or you will be asked to go to, or you will be taken to this basic application, the standard application, right? Now, in Salesforce, we'll directly compare with some Excel sheet. How many of you are aware of Excel or
Yeah,
using basics of Excel? Everyone does, right? Now, let's say there is no application or any software in the market. You have only Excel. So I'm doing, let's say, 5 or 6 different businesses. I want to trace my business. Like I want to capture the data of my business. So what should I do? Simple, I'll go with Excel sheets, right? So for every business, we will create one file, correct? So consider, I'll create a folder. I'll open this and I'll say B1. B2, B3, right? I'll start adding each and every. Now in B1, let's say I'm doing, consider, if you consider this Reliance Industries, right? So let's say if they are doing a business on oil and gas. So what they'll have, they'll start capturing their customer details, right? And then the staff details working in that, right? And then the products. What else? Maybe transactions, right? Likewise, you will have the same for all the other businesses also. Am I correct? And in customers, what you'll do, you will capture name, email, maybe a simple phone number, right? Likewise, in staff, in products, in transactions, you will maintain different set of information according to the table justification. Right? Now, if we drill this down, so what we have in Excel, you'll have a file. You can have multiple files. Every file will have multiple sheets. Every sheet is having multiple table. I mean, every sheet will have a table. Under every table, I'll have multiple rows. And then we have columns also. We'll alter this. Every row will have a row ID. If I consider this as Venkat, v at r.com is his email ID. 1234 as his phone number. Then 31 is his name. His phone number. Can I write it like this? Can I capture the information like this?
No,
Why?
nah. The phone number will be a number, right? Data type
E-
should be.
Email under email and phone number under phone.
Because you defined a structure at the top and you want the end user, whosoever is using it, to follow the same structure, right? And we can do the same in Salesforce also, but in Salesforce, we can even give the right restrictions to the end user so that he can't enter the data like the way I did now. Okay. Now, are we missing anything if in the Excel now? So R5 is the ID of Srivani. When I go for R4, then it will go with Venkat, right? Now, I'll come back to Salesforce. In Salesforce, so we'll look at the technical terminologies. So this is, let's say, file. When I say B1, this is one business, right? Which is basically one application. So in Salesforce, we call them as applications only. So this is a app menu or an app launcher I call. Click on view all. You can see the list of all the applications that are defined in the Salesforce org, which you'll also see majority of the applications will be there because most of them are given by Salesforce. Okay. Now, when I hit sales, or let's say I'll go with service. So this is how a application looks like. Okay. So which means the technical name for a file in Salesforce is called as application. Is it clear? Any questions? Anyone? Why file is being tagged to application? Because we haven't seen this anywhere, not even in a single YouTube video or in a trailer, nowhere. Because here the advantage is in Salesforce, application has been called as an umbrella, right? Where you can have multiple tabs under it. Basically, in the file, you'll have sheets at the bottom, right? Here you will have the sheets, right? In Salesforce, the technical name for a sheet is nothing but an object, a tab, right? For example, charter is one tab, account is another tab, contacts is one tab, case, all these called as tabs. Okay. Now, what is a table? Table, the technical name for a table is object. Okay. Now, why do we need sheet in Excel? What is the actual purpose of a sheet? Anyone?
Storing different data. So in one sheet we'll store some particular data, and another sheet will store different.
So basically, it helps you to access the data of a set of a particular table. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right. Similarly, tab helps you to access the data of a specific object. Yeah. Which when I say accounts tab helps me to access the data of account object. The technical name for a table in Salesforce is nothing but object. So if I click on this, go to all accounts, this is called as list view. The same list view will be there in yours as well. So when the moment we create a free edition from Salesforce, right, once you sign up, you will be getting all these objects. I'm showing you the standard objects only now in Salesforce. And this helps you to access some stumble data as well. Okay. Now, see, these are the list of records, right? Here in Excel, we call them as columns, right? So columns is nothing but account name is one column, billing street is one column, phone is one column, type is one column. But what is the name? We call them fields here. And rows are nothing but records. Now, is there any limit in adding the number of columns here in Excel? Like name, like email, like phone, I want to add 100 columns. Will Excel stop me to add it for this table? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yes, Ram. Yes, Ram. You're audible.
So how many number of columns can I add in Excel?
We can add infinite number of columns.
Correct? There is no much control on it. Right?
Yeah.
Likewise, we can add multiple fields. I mean, there will be a control, but yeah, it's a huge number. Similarly, even in Salesforce also, we can add any number of fields, but yeah, max 500. So if I click on new button, so these are the fields. parent account, account number, account site, ticker symbol, website, fax, all this. Okay. Now, but Ram, I can't see all of them here because it is just a view. When I open this record, Burlington Textiles, I can see the details like this. Once a record has been created, it looks like this, right? Because Excel, you cannot give any other view, right? But in Salesforce, it's a tool, right? It's an application. Excel is different. Salesforce is different. The UI are little different here. Any questions so far, anyone?
No.
Good. Row ID, whenever you're creating a record in Excel, Excel gives you an ID, right? 5, for example. I can change this Sriwani to maybe Sumati, but can I change this number 5? I can update all these 3 values. I'll switch the data between Sriwani and Venkat, but can I change this R5 to maybe R6? Is that possible? No, right? Similarly, when you create a record in Salesforce, it will generate an ID with 15-digit character. This one, right? For example, if I cut this, I just copied that. I'm going to some other tab. So here what I'll do is I will remove everything after this force.com / and I'll paste that. It will directly take me to that record, right? And this ID will be always unique. Like the way you have in your Excel, your row number is row ID, your row number is unique. In Salesforce, record ID is always unique, and it will be generated by default by Salesforce. Clear? So now you understood the basic difference between Excel and Salesforce.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now let's go back. But Ram, all these are fine, but can we start looking at these? Yeah. Now, so we started with application, right? So this is an app launcher where when I click on view all, it will show you all the list of applications that you can access in your org, right? Either you can search for the application here if the numbers of applications are too heavy, or if you scroll up and down, you can access. And apart from that, if I scroll down a bit more, I can see all these are different tabs that are available. Okay. Now, next thing is there's an application name, the one that you're in, and these are the list of tabs, and every tab will have the objects, and then you have seen this, right? Now, what is this search bar? This is like your global search. But what does your, sorry, this is like your Google search. What does your Google search do? Let's say I'll search for oil. So what it does,
It will
it
show all
will
related to.
all the details related to oil which I can access, right? Like for example, I want to access uh, details of maybe British Petroleum, right? I cannot, right? Maybe the insights of British Petroleum and all, which I'm not supposed to see, I won't. So whatever the data that I can access which is related to oil will be shown from the Google server, right? Similarly, we have something called search here. When you can search with the same keyword. Okay, why is it not coming? Okay, let me search for Burlington. Let's say if you just know the name, So very old org. I think that's the reason it is throwing these issues. I'll also create a new org tomorrow. So basically, what will happen is if you search for a particular name, right, you will be able to see, or let's say search for something. If you see right here on the left side, it shows you how many records that it has figured out. So basically, the org is very old, and I have created too many validations at the back end. So I think one or the other is hitting it. It seems, but yeah, you can. If you see here, right on the right side, on the left side, it shows you zeros, right? So if there is any word that matches with this word value, so Anil, it'll and if that record is there in accounts or contacts, any other object for that matter, it will show you and you can access it. So it is searching for this particular keyword across all the objects in the system. So that is why it has been called as global search. See, even if I'm not typing, right, it is showing you the details directly, right? So that's why it is called as global search, where you can search everything. Yeah. Don't ask me why it's not working at all. So I have implemented some securities in one of the previous sessions. So it is hitting it. Okay. Now, these things are very new features. I think it got upgraded last night. I'll also go through them once before blindly pushing it. But majority of them will be here itself. We'll discuss about it later. Yeah. Like for example, let's see, if I click on this, okay, I understood. So you know about Google plugins, right? So it's not a new feature. Last night I have installed one of the plugin. I think that's the reason it is coming here. Okay, so let me do one thing. When you log in, you won't see all this. So you will see this favorites, right? Plus icon, trailer symbol, only from here. Beyond all these things are coming from a plugin, a Chrome plugin. So last night I was looking at some article. I like the plugin and I installed, but I forgot to go through that. So these things won't be visible to you. So you will be seeing only the details from here. Now we'll look into this first. So what is this favorites? So let's say I'm working in this record, and instead of coming to this record all over the application account and all, what I'll do is I'll make it as my favorite, so that in whichever the application I am in future, I'll just go to my favorites, click on the drop down, pick this account, whichever I make. So I can directly come. So how many records you can make it as your favorites? I think around 5 to 10, not more than that, right? And once your job is done, you can remove it like this. Okay. Then now let's say I want to create an account record or basically a simple contact record. So what should I do? I should click on the tab, click on new button, give all these details. Correct? Then a record will be created. But if I want to create this contact quickly, there are something called quick actions, which also been called as global actions, where I'll click on the contact and I just give these details. This also will allow me to create the record, which is basically the bare minimum details that you have to provide. Like this, we can also define our own quick actions. We'll discuss about that in future. Yeah. And when I have asked, did anyone created any accounts? Srivani is saying that she have created a trailer account, right? So basically, whenever Salesforce gets upgraded, right? One thrice in a year, Salesforce gets upgraded, right? Summer, winter, and spring. So every release has new updates in Salesforce, and all those new feature details will be available over here. Okay, in the guidance center or anything related to the particular contract. Now, let's say I want to know how to set up contacts for multiple accounts. So I'll click on that. It will take me to the trailer profile and it will give me all the details, right? Step by step, by the way, right? That's how it works. There's also not much needed for now, at least. We'll go through that later. And help center. So, for example, let's say I built a feature according to the standards defined by Salesforce, but some reason it is not working. So what should I do? It says that, okay, or let's do it in this way, right? So it says that when you click on new contact, fill all the details. Once you save, a record should be created. But when I click on save button, even after giving all the details, it's not allowing me to create. Basically, the standard save button is not working in Salesforce. So what should I do?
Support.
So that is where you will have it in this question, right? Now, if you scroll down, so I can get the support from Salesforce. But yes, you won't get any support. Reason is you're a free user. I mean, of course, even including me. With this org, I cannot get the support. Once you go for an original licenses of Salesforce, that's where you can get. Other details are related to trainings and also if you are interested to get a training from Salesforce folks and all, you can get the trainings where it will ask you to pay around $2,000 also. Okay. Then now I was telling you about all this application access, object access, tab access, and all, right? But at the same time, I'm telling you that okay, the moment you log in, you will see all of these in your org already. Then what is the reason for you to come and sit here? Just to create these records? No, right? You're here to learn how to define this. So that's where we'll go with setup. This is the place where we will define these applications, these objects, these tabs, and start building your own application. That is what we are going to learn from tomorrow. Okay, here. Likewise, we have service setup, Salesforce goes, all these things we'll see when the right feature comes into picture. Then like the way you have your notification bars in any of the other tools like your YouTube and all, right? For any bell icons you click, you will get a notification, right? Okay, this particular YouTuber have made some videos and all. Similarly, whenever any request comes to you or any action that you have to perform, that comes as a notification where you can click on it, click on that particular activity, complete it. Finally, about your profile. So here there are two things. One is, okay, first I'll go to settings. So this is where you can change your personal settings. Yeah. So what's your details, right? Your email IDs. And if you want to change your passwords, you can change it here. Or if you want to set up your own approvers above you, let's say I'm an approver for one of my team member and then he raised a leave request by then I was not there. So in such cases, what should I do? Who can approve on my behalf? All these things or my login histories, all these things can be seen over here. So we'll go through those documents as well in details in future. Yeah, as of now, I'm just giving you a high level idea like what these tabs and features are. That's it. But yeah, we will go in depth into this in future. And there are two views in Salesforce. One is Lightning and the other one is Classic. So we'll go through only Lightning because it's more than a decade that Salesforce switched from like Classic to Lightning. So this is the Classic view, very oldest view of Salesforce. It was there till 2013. In 2014, Salesforce introduced this Lightning experience. So as it's more than a decade, people are using more of Lightning only, not on Classic. Same thing, same features, same setups and all, but UI looks a bit different here. In fact, in Lightning, as it's more than 10 years, right? So Salesforce came up with too many good features in Lightning, and it even asked everyone to switch. So majority of the folks are using Lightning. For example, there are some dynamic pages and all which cannot be controlled in Classic, and we have Lightning Web Components. All these things cannot be driven in your Classic features. All these things will be available only in Lightning, and everyone is using Lightning. So we'll go through Lightning itself. Yeah. So net, this is what is a high level view of the system, and then we are going to look at these things from tomorrow. So what are we gonna do? So are you going to show all this from tomorrow, Ram? Not actually me. Like there are majority of the times I will ask you people to start sharing your screen and start building the application. So instead of just going through the concept, what we'll do is we'll take a simple application as an example, a simple use case from the market as an example. It could be a banking sector, or it could be, it could be maybe for this CareerIT itself. So we'll pick a use case, right? And we'll see how to define a table for this use case. And then let's say if we have two, three tables, then how do we connect? For example, let me go to the same Burlington accounts, right? So when I open this, it says it has one contact, it has one opportunity, it has two cases. So unless until there are some relations, right, between these objects, this data won't come. So we'll see how do we define this access and sorry relations, and what kind of relations that we have, which relation to be used at what point of time, and then comes to your security, how to create an extra user, so how to restrict that user, right? And if can we do any automations? For example, when you go into a bank and do a transaction, right? For example, let's say if Venkat is sending some $100 to Shruti, then he will be getting a notification saying that okay, $100 has been deducted from your account and all. So how such notifications will come to him, or can we do any recurrence? For example, yeah, and, you have this recurrence transfers, right? Like I can say that okay, I want to send 10,000 to my friend first of every month. So I can set up a standard instruction. So if something like that, if I did, then how does it actually works in my system? All those things we'll see with our real time decent use cases. I'm not saying that will make it too will handle too many complicated things, because there is no point in working on complex things. Rather, our intention is to make sure that you can understand the actual feature, so that yes, we can start. I'll start giving you the examples on complex scenarios, right? So that's what we are going to discuss for maybe next 20 days, right? Post that we'll start the development. Any questions? Anyone?
Hi Ram. Actually, this was my first class.
Mhm.
I'm not aware the course content, like whether it will be covered Lightning Web Components as well in this course.
Yes. So this has been divided into two things. One is admin and the other one is development, right? For
Okay.
admin, we are going to discuss what we have seen now. And when it comes to development, first we'll discuss about Apex and then Lightning Web Components. Because unlike any other technology, right, in Salesforce, so first you should know about admin, then only you can go to development. You cannot straight away go with the development, because development is being built on top of your admin features only. So you should have complete admin knowledge, then you will go with the development. Like for
Oh,
example, I'll ask you to define a custom UI for my account where I can just give me a table where I can search for an name of the account and give me only few details of the account object. When I say object, you should know what is that object, right? That will be there only
okay.
in the admin part.
And actually, my question was, so in the development, so we are going to cover Apex,
Yes,
Visual
yes, yes.
Force pages, however, we are not using. So ARA components and LWC, Lightning Web Components, both will be covered or only LWC?
No, Aura and Lightning Web Component. So in I mean, you can get the course content from the consultancy. So you will be covering Apex, which is synchronous, asynchronous Apex, right? Integrations, Aura, LWC, and of course, so we'll see the sharing models and how to write the test classes, email services. What else? The release management. It's because you have developed everything, but you should know how to release it to production as well, right? All those
Yes.
things.
Okay. Actually, the course content which I received from them, so it was not mentioned that it should cover Lightning Web Components. That's why I asked.
Let me see. Actually, I was not aware that we have a session today.
Are we going to have tomorrow? Because I won't be available. So do we get a recording?
Yeah, you will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, yes, Ram. Yes, Ram.
So this is for admin, right? So we'll discuss about data model first, and then
Mhm.
UI, then security, then automations, and then we'll see some standard sales and service processes given in Salesforce,
Okay.
because there are some automations here as well. Then data and reporting will close admin post this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this pretty much it needs around 20 hours. And as I said, if you are aware of Excel, that should be enough. Then coming to your development. So we'll start with Apex. Right? I'll give an intro. Then we need queries. Right? You should know how to write queries. We use Sockle and Saucel here. Saucel is also not very much useful, only Sockle basically. So we'll
Yeah.
discuss about those. And then we'll start with, then we'll go with triggers, then asynchronous epics as well. Triggers is basically synchronous, and synchronous is your batch, peg, schedule, and all. And then the UI of
Okay.
your admin is page layouts and lightning pages, but UI of your development is Aura and Lightning Web
Lightning.
Components. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
comes your services like integrations and email services. Finally, your release management. Again, this also needs typically 20 hours. I mean, don't say that, okay, Ram, some concepts are big and some concepts are small. So how do you manage? So that I'll take care. Okay. So session wise, I didn't divide it. But yes, these are the concepts that we are going to discuss. Yeah. And as you, if you see here on the left side, right? So you must have a complete knowledge on the admin. Why? Because if for any requirement, right, of any project, right, it can be resolved with 3 4 concepts like any other technology. So every problem will have around 3 to 4 different solutions, right?
Yeah.
And I would say one of the ultimate solution for any problem in Salesforce is triggers. You'll simply open a trigger, write a custom code, close it. It's very easy. But if this can be resolved using a simple validation rule of my admin, then why should I go for a trigger? Or which basically admin is nothing but point and clicks. I'll just navigate, create the features, close it. But when it comes to your development, you have to write a lot of code. It's a custom code where you have to maintain yourself, right?
Yeah. And
But
maintenance will be difficult.
correct. So that's where we should always go for a simplified solution. But yeah, that doesn't mean that you should not learn all this. But even after you learning this, if you don't know how to write a validation, then I would say you're a bad developer, right?
Yeah.
It's like when I have a car and a cycle. So I just have to go to my friend who is around 100 feet away. If you ask me, okay, around drive with a car, I'll say there's no point. In fact, I won't even use the cycle, right, for 100 meters. I'll go by walk. That's how it is. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to learn car driving. So I need to know how to drive my car. Because what if after going there, my friend says, okay, I'm 10 kilometers away, please come. Then I can come back and take my car, right? It's like that. Yeah, but yeah, typically this is the course content.
So total it will be completed in 20 hours. All development.
On average, I say it's 2020, or yeah, I mean 14 total. But with my experience, it generally goes beyond this. I mean, maybe it depends again, right? Like on you people. Like if you are good enough, there are cases where people will take time to understand the things. So that is where I will take some time to explain or repeat the same concepts again and again. There are cases where people will understand things very easily. That's where we'll make it a little more easier.
Also, Ram, release management. So you are going to explain about our Salesforce inbuilt feature change sets or any other tool.
We can use GitHubs also.
Airset or flows.
Change sets I'll show you. Including along with that, we can think. I mean, look at GitHub, all this as well. Just the next one. Any other questions? One.
I'm good, Ram.
Perfect. So then let's connect from tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, let's continue from tomorrow then. Yeah. Bye. Bye, everyone.